Hey everybody, it's Triple J Rocket, and as you can see, I'm not doing Minecraft today. What I'm actually playing is I am playing Pirate 101. So for those of you that haven't heard of this game, Pirate 101 is an MMO, like its counterpart, Wizard 101. So I'm just going to be going through a short uh, synopsis, if this is the correct term to use, for each of the following classes you can pick. So, for those of you who are interested in playing this game, there are 5 different pirate classes you can choose from. And so I'll start with the class that this character is now. So, yeah, be right back. Okay, and we're back. So, this is the Buccaneer trainer, Mordecai. Now, with Buccaneers, um, they tend to have very aggressive sort of attack powers and really high health, and they get quite good armor. So if you're looking to get in for close combat, they're not a bad choice to start with, actually. So, uh, overall, Buccaneers are sort of like tanks. They can like tank out hits, and they can deal a decent bit of damage. They're not one of the best class. They're not one of the best classes in the game, but they get some pretty good companions. So these are just some of the companions that I have going for my Buccaneer at the moment. Some of these you already get, and some of them you get by choice. And this is the unique companion you get for being a Buccaneer, Peter Quint. So, uh, yeah, I won't be doing too much of a synopsis. You just kind of have to discover it for yourself. Anyway, now to I will move on to Privateers, which is next door. So, uh, sec. Okay, so I'm back. So this is the Commandor, the Privateer trainer. Now, Privateers can teach you. Uh, they can teach you so. They can teach you talent to heal. They give you lots of they can give you lots of stat boosting sort of talents and healing powers, and um, they're the only ones that teach healing powers. There is a class that can teach drains, and I will go over that next. So privateers tend to be the leaders, and they're sort of like they're like witch doctors cross buccaneers, so to speak. They're really good for morale and just generally can up your stats in the middle of battle. So yeah, like I said, I'm just leaving this to you guys to pick um, what your favorite sort of trainer is and what your favorite class is. So yeah, on to the next trainer. Okay, so this is the Witch Doctor trainer, Madame Vadima. So I'm going to show you some of her powers. So uh, that's a power, that's a talent. This is a weapon-related skill. So Witch Doctors do like magic damage and stuff like that. And they can attack from a long range, like Musketeers. But they can learn brain moves, and they can also up stats for all allies, which is also a very handy thing, as I probably just went over with Privateers. But Well, what you can actually do is with class trainers is you can learn talents and powers from another teacher. So, like if if I was to, like, say, learn this ghost whale here, this would cost me like 1 practice point. Now you get these throughout the duration of the game, and you can just uh, pick your powers to revolve around your character. I mean, some of these classes can be completely OP, but Witch Doctor's not a good melee. They're more long range fighters, not like privateers and buccaneers. Like Witch Doctors are very, you have to think very tactical, very long range. That's the same with the privateers, except with tactical, you have to be more close up. So you have to be close up tactical with privateers, far away tactical with Witch Doctors. So, yeah. Next we'll move on to Musketeers, then we'll move on to my favorite class. So, hang in there, guys. Okay, and we are back with the Musketeer trainer, old Fisheye. So, as you can see, Bonnie Ann over here, who is one of the first companions you get, is a Musketeer. So, Musketeers are the gunners, if you're into like guns, stuff like that. But these are like very old pirate sort of weapons, sort of like uh, the Renaissance period, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, because the Marleybonians, the dogs of Marleybone, I should say, um, they have sort of rifles, not like sniper rifles, just rifles, like rifles with bayonets. Like it's those sort of time period. It's that sort of time period in this game. So this is more for people who like to play with guns more than they like magic. And like some people will know what I'm talking about when I mention Marleybone if you've ever played Wizard 101. But my guess would be that if you're all watching this, then of course you've probably played the game before or this game. So yeah, like musketeers can put up traps and boost agility, and oh, they can learn. They can learn elusive. What? I didn't know that. Strange. I mean, like, I never knew they could learn that. Oh. So, yeah, they can learn a decent few skills. So, like, they can see like crossbows, like pistols, rifles in there. Here you can see them. Look at where my mouse is. Next to Bonnie in the crate. Not much to say really about Musketeers or really any of the other classes. But I want you guys to decide what your favorite class is. So moving on to the last class, and quite possibly my favorite. No, actually, it is my favorite, not quite possibly. So, be back in a sec. Okay, we are back in the Swashbucklers Hall with Morgan Lafitte, the Swashbuckler trainer. So, as you can see here, you can learn like a lot of damage, you can move a lot, stabbing weapons, like the Swashbuckler is one of the most OP classes in the game. I mean, Swashbucklers do the most damage out of any of the other classes, but they're not very defensive. But they are the most dodgy and the most powerful class, but they're like the least accurate. And these guys can do a whole bunch of stuff. Like, they move really long distances. They move the longest distance out of any other class in the game. Um, they can, with their attacks, they can cause bleeding, which will damage you over time. So, like, yeah, they're probably the most OP class in the game in terms of damage, but you still have to be quite strategic in how you use it because they're not very defensive. So if you're like in a battle with like five guys and it's just you, it is possible for the swashbuckler to come out on top if you're alone, but not very likely is that going to happen unless you're fighting a bunch of weak enemies. If you're fighting like really strong enemies like around excuse me, if you're fighting like strong enemies around your level and you're a swashbuckler and you're fighting like three or four of them, but they have like they're more than half um, healed or they're like their health is more than half, most likely you're going to get screwed unless you play quite sneakily and strategically. But like, yeah, by far the swashbuckler is my favorite class. Uh, and they use like stabby weapons, so like, like typical like swords. Like if you guys are familiar with like swords and stuff, like knives and stuff like that, like as you can see from her weapon. And yeah, so I will just go outside and give my final words before I end the video. Okay, so my final verdict on picking your class, just sort of pick it around what you want to base it around. If you feel like you're more of a leader, then pick uh, privateer. If you want to sort of go tank, but be a little less strategic, try Buccaneer. So if you're more into damage, sorry, something sort of came up. Um, if you're more into damage, if you like all the damage and you like not very strategic, but you like killing people really quickly, go for the swashbuckler. If you're you sort of like the powers idea, but you're very fond of wizardry. Like if you're fond of Wizard 101, then most likely you'll go for the Witch Doctor uh, class. And finally, if you're someone that likes guns, not more like knives, big, smashy, heavy weapons, personally go for like Musketeer. Like probably get the most amount of range with the Musketeer. But yeah, my final verdict is there is no best class, but I leave it to you guys to decide that. So yeah, I will hopefully see you guys in the next video. So don't forget to hit that like button, leave a favorite, subscribe to become a J-Rocket as of starting today, really. But yeah, hopefully I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to follow me on Gmail or Skype, whatever you use. Whatever you use. And yeah, so don't forget to leave a favorite, leave a like, leave a comment, and see you guys later. Bye bye!